Hey guys, what is up? Finisher here, giving you some PvP information for the new expansion, which is, by the way, Warlords of Draenor. It's a, main feel of the expansion is that it's a time travel expansion, which we've been actually long anticipating. Don't know if I quite like the time travel concept, but nevertheless, let's just get straight into the interesting information. I mean, there's a hell of a lot of information about raiding, which I really don't give a flying monkeys about, and then there's a tiny section about PvP as per usual. There's a new feature coming to PvP. Okay, so we have at the moment arenas, we have normal battlegrounds, and we have rated battlegrounds. So there is going to be a new mode of one of those things called, what is it called? Trial of the Gladiator, which is an actual separate arena system to the original arena system. And what this is going to be, from what I understand, it's going to be much like Arena. The gear for this, there is specific gear that you can only be used for this arena. So basically, you know, you go to a vendor in this arena place and you buy some gear, and that's the only gear you can use for this arena. And this item, these pieces of gear are completely balanced with everybody else's gear. So basically, making it so the arena is. Everyone in the arena has the same style of gear, same type of gear, so everything's completely balanced in terms of gear, and you know, it's all free and you can just go and get it, which is pretty cool. And I think it is falling victim to this concept of item squishing, which is basically they're just from certain situations, say you're there and you're in your full PvP gear, your item stuff, your stats and your health and your damage is going to be nerfed slightly to a smaller variable, to just so the numbers aren't so immensely big. Basically, I think that's what they're trying to do. So yeah, this separate arena system strangely can only be accessed at certain times of the day. They're doing this so to avoid people exploiting it by you know, because Russian win traders, what they do basically is at in the middle of the night they let each other win and spam arenas and get truckloads of rating. That's how they work. So they're going to absolutely prevent that from happening. So it really is going to be about well, skill, and there's no liability for win traders to do their thing. So I quite like this. I mean, this should have been implemented a lot earlier, to be honest, but I am liking the sound of this arena, how everything's balanced, and the rewards from this arena are purely cosmetic, and I'll probably get some new titles and stuff. But come on, I mean, arena's been out since like Burning Crusade. We've all got our titles by now. Okay, we can get titles and new characters, but now since titles are cross character, then no, we can't really. But you know, we want some new stuff. There's been arenas, you know, Raid Battleground's been around for 2 expansions. We want some new stuff, and this is Blizzard Dancer. We're getting some new stuff. Oh, the thing has just come up. What I want to talk about. They are completely revamping the scoreboard for PvP, and they're making it so the score, like, you know, the guy at the top, it's not just going to be about kills and battlegrounds, it's going to be more about doing objectives within the battleground. So hopefully that will encourage people to actually do what they're meant to do in the battleground, because they're going to get more points and more honor points from doing that. Okay, so let's start talking about the gear changes in general. They are completely removing hit and expertise. So, which is pretty good, because that means we don't have to actually bother getting hit and expertise cap, because, you know, to be honest, these stats were just really irritating. They weren't cool in any way. They're just like, oh god, I gotta do this before I can start doing damage properly. You know, they were kind of crap. I'm really happy that they're removing that. So we're getting rid of also dodge and parry. So basically the main tanking stats, and they're combining the tanking stats into defense rating. Now, defense rating was something that actually existed in the game Wrath of the Lich King, if I'm not mistaken, and basically it was just putting all the defense stats together. So it was like, you know, parry and dodge and block all put into one, and basically we're just bringing that back, and we're just having tanks with 1 stat defense rating. That's going to be it. So I quite like those changes, because everything's just becoming a lot simpler. Now, another interesting change is whatever spec you in, your gear kind of works around what spec you in. So imagine you're a Retribution Paladin and you've got a lot of strength gear on. When you spec to Holy, those main stats, attributes of strength, will switch to intellect. just by switching spec, and it's the same way just acquiring gear. If you acquire gear in Holy Spec and it's intellect and you get it and it's intellect, okay, you wear it, but when you switch back to retribution, that gear is going to be changed to strength, so that's going to be really helpful for switching spec, because you won't need to get extra gear for switching spec anymore. I mean that is a huge change. I'm really quite surprised with them doing that, because that's just that's just good. I'm not saying everything's all the changes are bad that they're making, but that is really good, solid change. Okay, so they're also stating how there's going to be less gem sockets. So they removed gem bonuses, gem socket bonuses, which is nice because that doesn't restrict us into getting certain gems. But they're also removing meta gems, and they're just basically reducing the amount of gem slots that we can put in, but they're making the gems more unique. Then what I'm kind of thinking is they won't just, you know, increase your stats in a certain field. I think they'll do, you know, other things, other cool things, like, I don't know, like, you know, those legendary gems that came out. Maybe they do something cool like that, which is, you know, it's a cool change. They're also saying that there's going to be less things that you can enchant, but there's going to be more enchants, you know, so there's going to be more versatility to what enchant you want, because really at the moment everyone just goes for Dancing Steel. If you're a warrior, you know, if you're a melee, even that's all you're going to have to go for. But I think what they're going to do is they're going to mix it up, make things a bit more interesting, which is really nice. And so less things can be enchanted. That's basically what we're doing is making gearing up a lot simpler, because at the moment it is pretty complicated and it's a bit of a ball ache and it's really just a chore. I mean, when you're playing video games, you don't want to feel like you're working, you want to feel like you're having fun. And to be honest, gearing up is just a chore. It just feels like work. I mean, what the hell? We just want to have fun, really, if, you know, playing video games. So yeah, really good changes to the gear. Last thing is, well, they're adding a forced world PvP zone to the area. So this isn't going to be like Wintergrasp, you know, where it only happens once every 2 hours. This is going to be full on. It's going to be a whole, imagine, like, you know, you just go into the Eastern Kingdoms, you go to Eastern Plaguelands, and the whole time it's just going to be world PvP. It's going to be like a 24/7 battleground. And if you may have not seen the footage for the Elder Scrolls Online. I'm just going to mention this game quickly. They basically have a world PvP area or something that's constantly going on. I think it's a kind of similar idea to that. If you've played Guild Wars 2, it's basically you have this big area, and it's like a constant battleground, no matter where you go, and you're always doing battleground. So that's what they're doing, having a constant battleground area, which is really nice. And depends on what time of day and what people are doing, and whether, you know, how things are turning out, whether you're winning or losing. It's, you know, it's going to be like endless battleground, so you can just go there and farm honor points and kill things, which sounds really fun. Okay, well, that's going to be it for me, guys. I think I covered everything about PvP. There isn't really a lot, sadly, apart from this new feature of the arena. Hell of a lot about raiding, but I'm not going to cover that because it's not interesting. I might cover some things and, you know, a bit miscellaneous things, if I've said that word right. I always get that wrong. Anyway, thanks, guys, for watching the video. Remember to throw me a like, throw me a sub if you liked the video, and comment your opinions and your arguments, and say, you know, have a good bitch about, oh my god, these changes are gay, or how these changes are pretty awesome. Okay, that's it for me, guys. Edu.